Welcome back to our interview with Isaiah Leon Savage, mayor candidate for mayor of Whittier. And so we covered a couple of issues already. Something that I've noticed, and a lot of other people I've known, I don't know if you've noticed it lately, but there's been, especially on the issue of homelessness as well as other issues, there's been an increase in vindictiveness and
Mm-hmm.
hostility, people hating on their neighbors, people not even speaking to their own family members. Um, and in that vein, in the same area, we've also been seeing an increase in political extremism. We recently had the Westboro Baptists come into town, and I've been asking about that. Um, First, on the community vindictiveness, people calling each other names and demonizing each other, demonizing their neighbors over something like homelessness, where we should be working together to address it. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay, we should be working together as a community. Yes, as a community to address this issue. So how would I address this issue? We have over 80,000 people here. So what do? We take those 80,000 people, put those 80,000 signatures on a petition, send it to the state, open up the state institution that you closed down that takes up almost 2 city blocks. So if they want to roam around and just wander, they have the room to do it. Now these people have been offered help
Yes.
and they turned it down. I've seen personally myself situations offering them help. I've had one of them come up and put their hands on me. After trying to calmly
It's
like,
happened to
yo.
me too.
So the thing is that there's a mental issue going on. And if there's a mental issue going on, that means we have a mental institution
Yes.
that should be reopened. We bring in some remodel it, bring in some state of the art, get you back right, so you can
Yes.
be amongst regular people in
No,
society. However,
I think
but let me finish this. We really need to focus on our constitutional First Amendment right and the right to petition. That's the most powerful thing that we have. This community at our disposal right now because we are 80,000 strong. That means they have to listen to us.
I think somebody out there is going to have to organize a march or something on Sacramento and get all the residents of Whittier to march on Sacramento. That's what I think it's going to take.
You know what? Because that's how I've, I, I've never been a political person. However, for some reason, I guess because of my military background, I've always had myself immersed in it. Um, the best thing we could do, they say the pen is mightier than the sword. Yes. Petition. Someone start a petition. Right now, like our petition is circulating to add 480 police. You can petition. There's a petition also going around to recall Gavin Newsom because it has been proven that he has took foreign money to give influence over American affairs. So should that petition, find that petition somewhere because for some reason they don't want it to come to Whittier. They've been keeping it out of Whittier. But there is a petition to have Gavin Newsom recalled,
My
and it's
understanding is that
circulating.
there's somebody on online on several Facebook groups and also on the app called Nextdoor that they're circulating that petition. Also, they're encouraging people to download it,
Yeah.
sign it, and send it in. I've been hearing reports that the counties have been told by the governor's office not to accept the petition. That if the boxes are dropped off, take the boxes and pretty much shred the documents.
Yeah.
Um,
So let's use our power. This is our power, our First Amendment right. Freedom of speech, freedom of petition, freedom of assembly, and religion. Now, the thing is, the petition and the assembly go hand in hand. Because when you write your name on that petition, you're assembling with everybody else that has that same common goal, that same common thought to get some action done. That's the beauty and the power of a petition. They have once administration, federal, state, or local, once they receive it, they got 72 hours to look at it. Come back and say we looked at it after 72 hours, and this is going to be we're coming up with a plan of action. 2, they got 10 days after that to come up with that plan of action. Now they have only about 8 days left to put that into action. Now, you know what Jefferson said, during the course of human events, if we find ourselves in a pickle, we have the right to take that Constitution. That's our weapon. That's the people's weapon. And that's what they're trying to keep people from using. You don't have to ask nobody's petition. It's your constitutional right to petition. You don't have to pay money, because that's what they do at these courthouses. You want a petition, they want you to pay money for it.
So basically, instead of yelling at each other, we should be working with each other.
Working with each other. We all have a common goal here. We want our community to be safe and secure. We know that the current administration is not doing that. As a matter of fact, this last city council meeting, I wasn't trying to showboat or anything. It really just came out. The best work they've done, their efforts in this town to make it better is abysmal at best. They have not done anything to make this town safe and secure.
Well, I stopped by at the beginning of the last council meeting on Tuesday, and it was a remarkable difference, because when homelessness was on the agenda, you had so many people there, but when it wasn't on the agenda, there was nobody there to hold the council accountable for the other stuff that they were doing. I mean, the chamber was pretty much almost empty, practically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, on the same vein, similar, talking about I mentioned the Westboro Baptists. They were here, and as you know, everybody knows they're an extremist organization. They hate American soldiers. They hate all.
Oh, was that guy that Conan was saying we should work with them?
The political extremism. What are your thoughts on political extremism, and would you support the council passing a resolution condemning violent extremism in all of its forms?
Violence in any form is an ill omen. I mean, point blank. All issues can be reasonably agreed upon. Now, those who choose to go out and make violence a part of their agenda, no, I have no room for that, because fights are unpredictable. That means collateral damage.
Yes.
And when these people go out with that mindset, I'm ask myself, are they thinking about the collateral damage? Because innocent people probably would get hurt. I'm for no type of violence. Not like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe in the Second Amendment. I don't carry a gun, but I will defend somebody's right to carry one.
You have a right to defend yourself. I guess it's in how you defend yourself.
Yeah.
I think is the question.
So when you have an organization where part of their criteria is violence, no, you have to denounce that. Like where I'm from, let the people in on some things. Where I'm from, I grew up with this one saying. We denounce violence in our own confines. We denounce racism and prejudice in our own confines. So is the same for anywhere it's found. I was raised that way. So, again, if violence is in your plan, it's not a good plan.
Okay. So would you support a city council resolution condemning violence or promotion of violence?
I would say this, because
would you support a resolution condemning extremism?
With this council, I don't know if they would support it, but I was definitely, it's like any extremism to where people are going to get hurt, I don't support it. Serious. That's basically how I need to answer that, because I'm not picking a side here. I'm letting both sides know. If violence is in your program, no, I don't support that at all.
Because I know that a couple of years ago, the mayor made a statement, but it seemed like a weak statement, and it seemed like he didn't realize that he was actually helping the people that he was criticizing. But I would think that an official resolution would make a firmer statement on that as far as the community goes.
That's one of those things to where he didn't even have to make a statement. The fact that he made a statement on it and allowed it to get that far almost makes it look like he's a part of it, but just putting a smoke screen out in front of people to make it look like he's not. It should have been no. From the first offer, can we come in? It should have been just no.
He shouldn't have mentioned that, period.
Meaning, you're not going to bring violence to my town. You got violent nature. You got violent behavior. No, not here. It's like it can't happen, because fights are volatile. That means collateral damage
You don't know
will happen.
once it starts, you don't know where
Yeah.
it's going to go.
You know where it's gonna go, and so he should have been no from the beginning. But these people aren't about the no; they're about the money. Pay them enough money, and they'll do whatever you ask. That's basically what they're making it look like. Look, 300 million came here, and they were willing to do whatever the Chinese asked them to do. Then the 300 million got taken away.
I know that I remember the Rose Parade was actually censoring people's speech because China found it offensive.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to end up People's Republic.
Like when did China become responsible or have anything to do with American affairs? We don't go to China. They say stuff about us all the time. They call us guaylos, barbarians. We don't go out nationally and protesting. So
they don't like us.
Well, you know what? If you don't like it here, ain't nobody stopping you from leaving. Seriously, no. The door is open. Bye. Because this is America. I'm American by blood, not relation. Meaning I'm not African American. I'm not the so-called Negro or so-called black. I'm 100% Cherokee. Check it out. Verified by the military. You can go to the federal building and they'll show you G6PD in my record. That's native blood.
Okay.
So,
I wanted to move on.